Hello, everybody. Welcome to Technology Thursday, brought to you by NICAR. This Thursday, presented by CRE Collaborative. For those of you joining us for the first time, you are on mute to start. We're going to give everyone a few minutes to join. If you can't hear me, make sure your speakers are turned up. If you don't have speakers, you can call in through the dial-in number that's also provided in the Zoom information below. We have a great lineup today with Peter Jordan as well as David Perlmutter. So we have everything from data to listings to distributions to my platform, CRE Collaborative. You will be able to ask questions throughout, either through the chat, ideally through the chat, or towards the end, you can then become very vocal. So let's give everyone a few more minutes to join. I know we're getting used to the whole Zoom world. If you want to pick a special background, you can go ahead and do so next to the stop video button. And here we go. Give everyone a few moments. Good. All right, growing room. So David, one of our co-hosts, and Peter, I will unmute you for the moment just as we are getting started. Everybody, audio check one last time on our host here. David, welcome.
Thank you. Oh, am I deleted? I mean, muted?
I'm unmuted. And Peter, audio check one last
Yes,
time.
I am. I'm here. Yeah. Thank you.
So everyone's here. It is now 12:01 in Chicago. Let's give everybody a few more minutes to get started, and then we'll go ahead and move forward. Again, for those of you who don't know, you can call in or use your computer audio to join this call. If at any time you want to ask a question, please find the chat box to do so, or raise your hand. Those controls are going to be located at the top or bottom of your screen. So we're looking forward to a great call. We've got quite a few participants registered. And thank you again for joining us. One last audio check in 2 minutes, and then we will go ahead and get started. We have quite a lineup here today for you with David Perlmutter and Peter Jordan. We're going to be talking through the CRE Collaborative platform, the top 5 things you can do to get tech enabled now with your business, data, what markets, where, how this economic data will help you be more effective and mitigate risk for your clients and for yourselves, and then internet listing platforms, where to distribute your deals, your properties to ensure maximum transaction opportunities. As the room seems to be as full as we're going to get, any late joiners will just have to be late to the party. If you have questions, please again put them in through the chat, and at the end we will have a Q&A session. Thank you again for joining. My name is Andreas Senie with CRE Collaborative. I am the founder and CEO here. The CRE Collaborative platform was founded in my mission to connect the industry. As a broker myself and a third-generation real estate developer, I built my business with technology, taking business as a broker from my betters with technology. Back at a time 5 years ago when there were 5 to 20 good things, CoStar, LoopNet, some others, good, bad, and different. Today, we have over 7,000 different technologies servicing this space, the majority of which do not talk to one another, which becomes an incredible productivity killer, as most of you are aware. The CRE Collaborative Platform's mission is to empower the 4.8 million real estate professionals to connect to one another, both through messaging, through social aspects to each other, but more importantly to their technologies and their technologies to one another. We do that by providing a simple and easy to use solution to access best in breed technology, in addition to the latest and greatest cutting edge technology. We each do business a little differently, and in that is our competitive advantage. You couple that with process and computing power, and you take market share. So we became an answer, a solution, a service, and a solution in and of itself. Our universal connector, our hub, provides an infrastructure that will hold your data, help you connect to technology while providing the support services you need to handle that technology. Let's face it, 4.4 million real estate professionals simply will not hire a chief technology officer will not hire an IT department at a level at those top tier levels because they can't. But at the same time, they need this technology to not only stay competitive but to stay relevant. Our platform aggregates everything for you in a simple search system built on properties. We then layer and introduce the additional technology to you in a way you'll understand at the property level, at the business level. So I'm switching over to the live platform here. Everything starts with your profile, your business. By creating a profile, having a profile with us, you define yourself digitally. In line with that, you have the ability to have all of your deals at your fingertips. These deals are then easily pushed and placed wherever they're needed. But that's only step one, the ability to have your business online. To grow your business, you need to be able to search markets. So we give you the ability to not only search these markets, but to save searches across the US and 40 million properties across our partner technologies. Once a property has been inputted into the system, you can then share it, push it, or gather the other intel you need to make actionable decisions. When I talk about actionable decisions, not to give too much away, I'm talking about Peter Jordan. I'm talking about these data platforms like ZIpAnalyser. Case in point, this map. I don't know if this is coming through Zoom or not. If it's not, I'll show it to you in just a moment through Peter's demo. But Peter provides real growth indicators, economic indicators, what markets are safe to be in. So now you have a property, you have your deals, but to do deals, we need other people. Senie Collaborative Platform gives you the ability to connect to not only your network privately, but to then expand it through our network by role, by asset class, by focus, by background, by company, creating a robust system where you can get in front of the people, the decision makers you need to with your deals when you need to. And I said privately or publicly. You can import your own network. It is never shared with the rest of our system. It can then be used to message and interact in real time, all to get to the point of promotion and building. When I say promotion and building, we're talking about more technology, more deals flow, and more funnels. And to do that, we go from acquisition to disposition. Each of which has its own set of rules and technologies. So some of these you may be familiar with, others you may not. But as we are looking to acquire sites, we each have our own systems and MLS, an AI system, maybe prospect now to find deals that might be available. Once that deal is on our radar, we want to take that information, pull it into our CRM system, client relationship management system. And once we have the assignment or the deal itself, we then need to promote it, bring it into a CRM environment and push it out through listing portals. Internet listing portals expert, quantum listing. David is going to be on towards the end. Once we have an asset, need an asset, or are disposing of an asset, we need to know what's happening on the economic level. And that's where ZIpAnalyser and these other partners are so essential. Moving through as asset managers and owners on this call, you have the asset, there's data there. Every step of the way, at every stage of a deal, there's data, and that data gains value. Our system will not only hold it, it'll move it, and it'll help teach you how to grow it to gain maximum value. With that, that is a very fast overview of what CRE Collaborative does and is. Keep in mind the format here, guys. We have 3 presenters, each an expert in their area. We're going to do a quick demo, take some quick questions. So I'd like to open this up at this time to first our new beta search, which will geolocate directly to you and will include all partner technologies as we grow, quantum listing and others. So I welcome you all to just go to CRECo.ai/search, see what's in your market, see what's available. Take a look and see what the economics look like, because they'll tell you where the shifts are, where you should be investing. Take a look, see your zoning, see what's happening. And when you find what you need, come back into the system, message the professionals you need to do business with to go get a deal done. If you don't have that person yet, push it out to Facebook, social, leverage your network, leverage technology. So, any questions so far from my side of this call? All right. No takers, few questions here. What does it cost? Senie Collaborative is completely free to join, free to search, free to network, free to promote. We have premium services that when you want to start connecting things, we will help you do that. And if we've already built that connection, it's only $59 a month. If we have to build it, we will discuss how to do that together. Are you in all markets? Yes, all 50 states, 40 million properties. If you have data feeds or services you use already, we will give you a completely free, no obligation assessment, tell you what we can do and how we can do it for you, and hope to move forward. We're here to learn from you as much as you are, we hope, to learn from us. It's proven, it's affordable, and it's a scalable solution. How can I better understand my local market given the economic impact of COVID? This is a fantastic question, and I'm going to have to actually, I'm right on time, turn over to Peter Jordan with ZIpAnalyser, a CRE collaborative partner, because his technology does just that. And although we present you at the property level and then give you the opportunity to drill down into another technology like a ZIpAnalyser can tell you that and more. So with that, Peter, I'm going to turn this over to you. Guys, you can keep chatting in your questions as we go. Let me hit the stop share. And Peter, take it away, please.
So everybody can see my screen?
Yes, looks great.
Perfect. Okay. So hey, thank you for having me on board today. Very much appreciate the opportunity. Look forward to sharing the information about ZIpAnalyser and what we've built and where we're going. So basically, as we all know, this is a data-driven and search economy. We don't see that changing. We see the growing demands for it. And so when the company was founded about 4 years ago, we embarked on that effort to provide such a platform. So what we currently see today is property data sources and analysis being performed today is that a lot of property data sources provide a lot of specific information like listings and all the other choices that are here in the circle. As you take a look at properties that are listed, like this skyline here of Chicago, you can start to see how the data is applied to those particular addresses and how people start to analyze how to assess whether they buy, sell, or hold any particular property. At the end, all this equals is some form of a decision-making process or risk management. And today, a majority of the real estate professionals that are out there, today they're basically making that decision from our research on gut feeling. And so subsequently from there, we feel moving forward that, property data is needed. There's no doubt about it. Understanding what's happened in the past, values, loans, tax liens, foreclosures, occupancy rate, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of historical data needs to be incorporated in any analysis. But some of the property data sources today do provide some economic and demographic data, but it's all old historic data. So it's of very little value, and it is old, like most is a year old. And so subsequently moving forward, it really doesn't help with current and future value as we see it moving forward. In addition to that, we also did a fair amount of research in talking to real estate professionals, not the total 4.4 million that are in the United States today, but basically enough for us out here in California to get a very good feel of what they need. And this was the feedback, right? So they need value, they need more of it. And so this kind of feeds into the current trend in property technology. They obviously want to analyze faster, assess faster, and be a leg up on anybody else that's competing for the business or helping their customers who are competing in an economic scenario. They're always looking for bigger profits. They want to make more money for themselves and more money for their customers. And they also want access to smarter data. They want it current. They want it of value. And they want it updated on a regular basis. And last but not least is they want to minimize risk as much as they possibly can. So the reality here is that they do not want any more gut feelings, and so that's how we arrived at building out the company called ZIpAnalyser. So, in the grand scheme of data today, what's missing, right? So, the real big thing that's missing today is the leading economic and demographic data that's not present, that's not incorporated into a lot of the analysis that's being done today. Take a look at it as the human interaction that's going in and around a particular property address, right? This is key data that helps people determine whether this will help them mitigate their risk and make a much smarter decision. Also, being able to provide current and updated data is really key. Not having, in this particular time where things are starting to change very rapidly from a data perspective, we want to make sure that as we update our data, that it's passed along to you. We also heard and addressed what we believe is really key is a very granular and local approach to over 300,000 markets. And that's key from the perspective of being able to dig down and find areas that may or may not make sense for whatever you're looking at. And then, in addition to the accuracy associated with a 36-month forecast, right? Being able to go in and back test against the database that we've built over the last almost 4 years now, just makes it very important to be able to provide a high level of accuracy. And then, last but not least, is being cost effective. We see some large corporations, very large corporate Fortune 100 type companies like Starbucks, for example, build their own platform. They've spent millions of dollars doing it. So what we've done is done identically the same type of scenario, same type of platform for modeling and predictive analysis and so forth. But we present it as a very cost-effective way, cost-effective way for you to use. So what sets us apart, right? The data is the difference, right? So from our perspective, these indicators on the left-hand side are all sourced from private markets. We go out and purchase data to incorporate them into from private markets and private sources so that we can basically stay attuned with what's going on. Again, we focus on economic and demographic data, and the refresh rate I've already covered. But when we compare ourselves to others that are out there that are sourcing from public markets, older historic data refreshed yearly, it brings very little, from our perspective, it brings very little value to what's going on in the marketplace. And then what we do from there is we take all that data, we visualize it in real time, right? So it allows you to search. It allows you to save time and money. So for in this particular environment, you can do a lot of this without having to get in your car and drive anywhere. We provide some additional filtering and custom weighting options. All of these details I'll go through on the demo. But at the end, it allows you to discover the right locations in a very fast fashion and put you in a position to start to work in a specific area that makes sense for you and your client. And then, of course, we wrap all that up into a neat two types of reports. We have a market intelligence report that focuses on just up to 3 indicators out of the 11 that we focus on, but up to 3 that are more focused historically than forecasting forward. And then we offer a comprehensive forecast report, which incorporates all of our indicators, forecasting options of 12, 24, 36 months. And these are all easy to read, easy to look at. You can see that there's a lot of colors and indicators here to help people understand, what the information is all about. Our pricing model, our go-to-market strategy, our pricing model is primarily around subscriptions, and so we focus our subscriptions for different territories like counties, MSAs, or states. And then also whether you're more interested in intelligence reports or comprehensive reports. And as you can see, economically, our most popular choice is our professional version. And people are taking advantage of that because they can do a lot of discovery with that through the Real Data Pro platform. And they also get what they need basically within their own MSA. You can also on the right order a single report, but basically the report is just our snapshot of what's going on at that particular property at that time. But you can order single reports and incorporate that into your analysis that you're sharing with others. Our mission as a company, obviously, we want to make ourselves available for every real estate professional. There's brokers, there's investors, there's developers, there's contractors. There's all sorts of professionals that are involved in the commercial real estate space, right? Our mission is also to provide real-time data visualization, and that's key from a visual perspective. Apply leading and current local data. That makes us very granular and presents new opportunities. Improve the refresh frequency. Add access more local markets. Be predictive and accurate in forecasts. That's really key for building comfort for anybody making a decision, which leads to obviously smarter decisions. So if you have any questions along the way, please throw them in the chat box. But at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my demo here. And what I've already brought up here is a picture of Chicago. Okay. And in a very quick kind of navigational way, I'll kind of walk through this platform. So across the top bar here, there's a place here for you to type in addresses, county names, MSA names, city names, so forth. Here I've typed in a zip code 60641, which locates us pretty close to downtown Chicago. But you can start to see that this particular location and the colors that are around it have created a radius of 50 miles. Gives you a pretty broad view. You can narrow your focus, but basically, from narrowing your focus, you'll be able to start to see additional things that are going on. Other things that you could do at this location, besides being addressable for one indicator called new job growth, is also to expand yourself into our comprehensive reports. Allows you to pick, let's say, 36 months. And then as this recalibrates itself, you'll start to see the map populate with, the associated colors that you see on the bottom. So apologize about the slowness. The work from home internet is shared and a little bit challenging. So
Peter, anyway, if I can ask a question here. So what you're showing now, and these colors represent the stability, or better yet, the mitigated risks in these markets. Top 80% of employment over the next 36 months in downtown Chicago. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so this is a 36-month forecast. This incorporates all 11 indicators. I can go back to just the job growth for 12 months here, and let's see, this is new job growth. So this has to recalculate. It's already recalculated here. So this indicates just new job growth, zip code by zip code within a 50-mile radius from zip code 60641. Gives you the ability to take a look at where growth is focused on and where it's not focused on.
Just for job growth in the U.S.
Excuse me?
And you can pull up any market in the U.S. So if I find property in Kansas, I can look at that market and say, wait a minute, is this somewhere I need to invest?
Sure. So here's my zip code here in the Bay Area. And you can see the same type of immediate real-time data visualization of what's going on in my particular zip code. Again, just looking at the historic data with one indicator, new job growth. Okay. So other granularity involved is we can go down to block levels, tract levels, counties, MSAs, and states. And that is helpful, again, with the search. You can also narrow your search as far as your radius. So if you wanted to narrow it to 25 miles, you could do it along those particular lines. Let me go back to Chicago, since that's relevant for the audience. So that just it helps you to narrow your results. In addition to that, you can also go in here and filter what you're currently seeing. Filter to help you further define the areas that you want to focus on. So if you reduce your filtering to 80%, you can see it starts to weed out where the white spots are, irrelevant places where it doesn't make sense for you to look. Jump down to 60% and so forth. And so a lot of our users basically go through this exercise in very fast fashion to take a look at, gee, it doesn't make sense to focus here, it makes sense to focus there, and it helps to narrow what they're looking for and what they're seeking, and help quickly decide what's important to them. So these would be zip codes that you would, obviously make sense to focus on if you were, looking for putting money to work, for example.
This is a great
That make
example for
sense?
that, given what's going on.
Yeah.
This is where I should be taking my investors to
Hmm.
put their money.
That's right. So, where we fit in with the overall technology that's presented to the CRE collaborative platform, where we fit in is that we become a huge value to the listings that you have. So our platform works well from an address perspective, a zip code perspective, to start to help you identify what you feel is a time to buy, a time to sell, a time to hold, and anywhere along the line there, any of those particular decision making and analysis processes that you go through. And so again, this is the tool that's not based on property data, but it's based on leading economic and demographic growth data, and we do update it on a regular basis. So just to give you an example of a report. So I did print out a report here of this particular zip code, 60641. And this is a 36-month forecast report. And you can start to see, in particular, you start here and you focus down, obviously, but you can start to see, the whole region, the whole popular, MSA associated with Chicago, right? Here's a quick summary and reference to how this area or this zip code ranks against nationally. Basically, as we see this, it still has an opportunity as of currently for an appreciation of a very small percentage over the next 6 months. Based upon nationally, we see things starting to move forward on the decline. 0.03% is fairly small, but we believe that this will change from month to month. But in the current scenario, in the current data that we have, this is where this zip code ranks nationally. Okay. So other here's basically like a leading in one of our indicators that focuses on affordability index, right? So unique in a lot of cases, but shows the ups and downs of affordability within this particular zip code. This starts to get into GDP. New job growth, which I pulled up on the map. This starts to get into labor force, although it seems high right now, but that more than likely will change.
It doesn't
Median in,
change here much faster than in other places, as you're updating monthly against others that update quarterly or yearly.
that's correct,
Huge competitive edge.
right? And then median income is another area that that we like to focus on. Median income as well as disposable income, net worth, disposable income. Usually, we find this is new business growth. You can see it's on the decline here, so fairly negative. But also affordability, population is up. Unemployment, as you can see, is heading south. um, Vacancy rate, um, So anyway, in the grand scheme of things, what the report does is it becomes very presentable to your analysis, to your customer. This gets generated immediately. It takes a couple of minutes, which is why I didn't do it live, but it takes a couple of minutes. You can download it, and then you can share from them. So at the end of the day, the report becomes a very useful mechanism for sharing information.
Well, not just sharing it as a broker, you're out there repping,
Hmm.
you're either repping retailers or repping investors looking to invest because
Hmm.
it becomes part of your proposal, part of your knowledge base, your technology
Hmm.
stack. As we see it in this, guys, by we, I mean the collective commercial real estate industry. The big reason we brought this into Siri Collaborative is we all know you know how to find, industrial buildings that may be in a great location for Amazon to build something, but
Hmm.
should it be converted to multifamily housing?
Yeah,
Do they need those other items that make up a community? And
yeah.
that's where this becomes essential in our
So what I just shifted to was disposable income. This is one of our favorite indicators. Usually, the concept of when people have money, it's a good place to be. So, for example, if you're working with a customer um, who's looking to add retail space, for example, you want to focus on these areas where people have, disposable income. That makes sense, as well as their median income is growing and their net worth is growing. Anything along the lines of where the money is, this kind of helps you connect with zip codes, areas, blocks, tracks, etc., where it makes sense to focus on your search. As you can see, this is fairly easy to use, fairly simple and straightforward, and so subsequently, yeah, I mean that's basically how the platform works. So I hope that's pretty clear and understandable by all.
Okay.
So
But
let me go back to the presentation here. In wrap up, so I want to make sure that I thank everybody for carving out some time. I mean, I think it's important to have an opportunity to share this information with you. Sometimes not always, makes a lot of sense from reading words on a website, but there's a lot of information on ZIpAnalyser.com. We also have incorporated and launched now a free 10-day trial. So this allows you to go. You know, sign in, create an account, no credit card required. Um, you are limited to one county, but we let you, roam through the particular service and understand and see the value yourself. Um, of course, I'm always available by phone or email if you have any particular questions that aren't answered here today. But I'm always available to tackle those particular scenarios. Help to more than happy to help you get launched. So anyway, again, I want to thank everybody.
so as we wrap up and push over to the next part of the process here, which is right now you have a space, a property, you need to get it out there. Any questions from the group on this type of reporting? What's available? Keep in mind you can access it direct at Zip Analyzer or on a property level be directed to it through Theory Collaborative. Let me just check the chat here. Covered cost, markets, economic impact, live chat. Okay, great explanation, Peter. Looks like you've answered everyone's question.
Cool.
Now I'd like to turn it over to David, Quantum Listing. So we've gone through site acquisition, a little bit of due diligence, research. Now let's talk about how we market our actual assets. David, if you would.
Thank,
And
thank you.
Peter, please stop sharing so David can grab the screen. Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you. Almost forgot to do that. Okay, here we go.
Just got my driver's license.
All right, here we go. So, hello everybody. I'm David Perlmutter from Quantum Listing, and thank you, Andreas, for having me here today, and Becca Carlson for inviting us both to talk to NICAR, or all of us to talk to NICAR. So, I've been a commercial real estate agent and broker since 1986. I guess we're going, I think my 34th anniversary is this month. And I started Quantum Listing 5 years ago because I was getting really frustrated with what was happening with the listing services that I was using. I was using LoopNet and CoStar at the time, and they were getting more expensive and making you pay more for features that you didn't necessarily need. They were adding journalists and all sorts, flying people around, and we were paying for that. And if I want news, I go to the news funnel. If I want to fly somewhere, I'll book my own flight. Thank you very much, CoStar. So, we really wanted to provide a service that was affordable for absolutely everybody, and to make it as full-featured as possible, and features that didn't exist in listing services, that were more combination of social media, marketing, and listings. So that's what we did with Quantum Listing. So I guess since Chicago is the, we'll sort of take you through the site a little bit now. And so Chicago being an area of interest here, we'll go do a search there. Hold on, what's going on? Sorry about that. And of course, things having Zoom bandwidth issues also here. So let's skip that for now. But hold on, I'm gonna have to move the little Zoom guy. So Quantum Listing, anybody can search all of our users' listings for free. You don't have to be registered. You don't have to be a member. Searching is for everybody. In the age of Google, we all expect to be able to search almost everything for free, or for, like in the case of, highly detailed information like ZIpAnalyser, of course, you're going to pay a fair price for that. But we want, as a broker, I know that the thing that I want is as many eyeballs on my listings as possible. So putting behind a paywall just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why we did that. And if you're going to start adding your listings, it's a fairly modest tariff. It's $89.99 per year per agent for unlimited listings. So really completely affordable by everybody. It's 25 cents a day. We all spend more money on our coffee than I'm asking you to spend for Quantum Listing. So, and we wanted to make, again, as I mentioned, as full featured as possible. So we've created the opportunity for you to add links to your social media so people can get to know you better, especially if they're thinking of engaging you as their agent. And so we encourage our users to add a profile picture or logo and a bio, and all their social media links as possible. And then we went a step further and we made it so that you could share your Quantum Listing profile to all your different social media as well. And beyond that, we even threw in the ability for you to serve your listings to your website using Quantum Listing. And so as you update your listings on Quantum Listing, they get updated on your own website in real time. So it takes away a lot of the work. And to make things as easy as possible, we've been working on these great syndication relationships with our various companies like BuildOut and Sharp Launch, and now with the CRE Collaborative as well. So we wanted to make it as easy as possible. And you really do want to be wherever in today's world, wherever your customers are going to be. So a lot of people spend time on social media. So when you add a listing to our site, we share it on your behalf to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We take care of that for you. If you want to do it yourself and you tag us, we'll reshare that stuff as well, just so that it gets to as broad an audience as possible. As we sort of continue, this is my profile page, by the way, and that's your home base on Quantum Listing. So in addition to having your live listings, you can keep an archive of your sold and leased listings, and that's a great way to keep a record of the deals that you've done. And you can also have private notes on any of these listings, so you can leave little reminders for yourself on when to collect the renewal commission or the second half of your commission, or just about anything. And you can also make notes on other people's listings that are completely private, so you don't have to worry about saying something nasty about somebody else's commission and them finding out about it, because this is just your information. Like, oh my God, that guy doesn't really control that listing. I can't believe he's got it on the site. Whatever makes you happy. So you can do that. And those get saved in your archive also. And then as you go through the site and you find something of interest, you can save it for review later. This actually online advertisement, which you see here, is a really unique feature that we have on Quantum Listing, where you can take one of your listings and with just a few clicks, have it advertised on the Google Display Network. Google has two main types of advertising: the Google Search Network. That's when you go onto Google, type in a search query, and you get that list of options, and you see the ones at the top that are ads. Google Display Network, everybody has seen but maybe not know what they're called. Those are the display ads when you're surfing on other websites. So your listing will appear there in the geographic market that you specify, and you get tens of thousands of views for $25, and dozens of clicks on those views, and you get a lot more bang for your buck than if you're doing the Google search ads, because especially for an asset class where the product is as expensive as commercial real estate, a Google search click could cost you anywhere from, depending on your market, from $1.50 a click to $25 a click for commercial real estate, or even more in some of the denser urban areas. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with the Google Display Network. So we are really proud of that, and it's a really unique feature.
So David, I want to, we've got a shout out here. One of the users said that one of our attendees is nice enough to mention they had done a Google display ad through you guys and had over 30,000 views on a $25 budget. So 30,000 views on a $25 budget, which is an incredible amount of views. And to point out, this Quantum Listing is one of the 2.0 technology, connected technologies where we all talk to one another. That's a big part of it. So I didn't want to intrude there, but I thought that comment needed a shout out.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And for Loop, I still have to use LoopNet for my brokerage business. I pay for my 15 listing plan $8,000 a year, and that's a cheaper grandfathered rate, if you can believe it. So if you do the math, 30,000 views for $25, and multiply that, so you get to $8,000 bucks. Just saying you want to, spend the same amount of money with us as you do for LoopNet, I think you're going to get a lot of views for your buck. So it really is worth doing. So as I was saying, we have three types of membership: basic, which is just the prospective tenant who's doing their own search on the internet for listings, or maybe a broker or owner who is shopping around, deciding whether or not they want to take a real membership where they can add listings. Then we have individual memberships for a broker who says, I want to try this, I want to do this, or maybe a solo practitioner or the only guy in his shop that wants to explore things like this. And then enterprise, which is for the whole company, and that allows you to have admins and managers to help with the workflow, so that the agents who are busy doing deals aren't really getting involved with doing the data entry stuff, and it all gets all the information can be entered with a single login. We've also
Sorry to interrupt. So it comes down to that destination and distribution idea of getting in front of your audience again, which is where the Siri Collaborative Platform, Quantum Listing, ZIpAnalyser, saving you time, saving you money, keeping you connected. Which, incidentally, and I had to jump in, is why members of Siri Collaborative are members of Quantum, Quantum members in ZIpAnalyser. We are all a connected package if you want us to be. So David, please do continue.
Yes, all right. You know, CRE Collaborative is our hub, and we're spokes. So we've created networks and groups, and these are the networks. When you join Quantum Listing, we're assigning you to a geographically based network. And this way, it makes it very easy for you to see what is going on in your particular market. So let's take the Westchester network. That's where my office was up until recently. So you get to see the all the different listings that were added by the people in your network very easily that way. Let's go back. Hold on a second. I got. So and you get to see that you get to see. Sorry. So the network listings, you get to see the recent changes in your network. You get to see the different users in your network, and it's just a way to sort of find things a little easier without searching the whole site. Although searching the whole site is generally fairly easy. Network news will show you what the latest things that have happened in your network is. So if somebody has edited a listing or added a new agent or added a new listing, you get to see that, and it's just an expedited way of finding that. Our groups are another neat feature. And they're similar to networks in some ways, but different. Groups, first of all, you can start your own group. So if there are people that you collaborate with on a regular basis, form your own little group. Within your group, you can have chats on Quantum Listing with each other. You can again, see the stuff that they have, their listings and their agents and all that good information that keeps you informed on what is happening. And we added our haves and wants groups. They used to be just wants groups, and we decided to make them a new opportunity to have our members be able to market their listings to each other and inform each other about their listings. So if you're participating in your haves and wants group, we invite you to say, hey, I've got this, say a little something about your listing and post a URL to that particular listing. Hopefully, you'll post that URL to one on Quantum Listing, but if you post it to your website or some other listing website, as long as it's relevant and not abusive, we'll allow that. And brokers, we've all been to these haves and wants live marketing sessions. Obviously, we can't have those right now.
This was a question that just came in. So this is like a digital version of going to those broker luncheons where we all stand up and say, hi, this is what I've got.
Exactly. That is exactly right. And we do have haves and wants webinars, haves and wants live marketing sessions through GoToMeeting. But this is something that can happen 24/7. It makes it so much better, so that you can have like instant communication with people, and it doesn't mean 1,000 more emails a day either. I mean, I spend probably 10 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night just deleting emails of listings in Texas. So you're gonna go to your wants group, haves and wants group, and you're gonna find the stuff that is really, really relevant to you. And the wants part of it, if you're having trouble finding something, whether you can't find it here, you can't find it on any other site, you can crowdsource that and see if anybody else has any good ideas to help point you out. We're a very collegial industry, commercial real estate, and we do like to help each other. And part of that is just showing off how much we know, but part of it is just you do deals with these guys all the time. You want to make sure you're doing the right thing. We also have groups for each of the different asset classes. So if there's something in particular, we have another group for marketing. We have a jobs board. So we have, and you can set up your own group, and you can make it private. If it's a public group or a private group, you can decide whether you want the other members in the group to invite other people into the group. So they're really versatile, and I think they're going to be a very powerful tool for folks in our industry. Like on Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, you can follow other brokers that whose listings are relevant to you. So it makes it really easy to get that information. Another way, it's a little more drilled down than looking in your network or your group. You can just go right to the guy who you know. And obviously people can follow you. The stream shows you the listings of all the people that you're following. And then we have a really great analytics section that I'd like to show you. We're loading, here we go. So you can see the listing views by month, by week, by month, or over all time. You can see individual listings. Also on each listing detail page, there's a little number at the top that shows you how many views that individual listing is. So if you have to give regular reports to your principals, having this kind of data is really, really key. And also, if you're seeing a listing isn't getting a lot of views, say, well, what do I need to do to get more views on that? Is it changing the title? Is it in adding better pictures to it? Is it in the description adding things that might get a little more search engine juice? Or is it just something that needs more promotion? It could be either doing something on the Google Display Network, or adding for not a lot of money, for $2.50 a week or $7.50 a month per listing, you can promote your listing to the top of searches in the market that you specify. So just great ways to get more eyeballs on your listings. And
we've got another question in here, not to interrupt you. How do the listings get there? How did they get up onto your site?
Well, okay. So there are a few different ways that listings end up on Quantum Listing. One is you manually enter themselves, and I can show you what that process looks like since we got the question. So you can drag and drop as many pictures and PDFs here as you want. You add a listing title. If you're an enterprise user and have multiple agents on a listing, you can select multiple agents to be on that listing. You have to specify the transaction type. You have to specify the asset type. And you can also have a secondary asset type. If you don't want to specify the rent or the price, if you select for sale instead of for lease, it switches to price. If you leave it as 0, then it shows up as inquire. When you're looking at it, square feet available, same thing. You can leave it as 0 and it'll show up as inquire. Put in the date, geocode the address. So you start typing it in, you select it, and then the map will populate with the location. Then you'll know it's good. And then add a description. You can copy and paste this from your website or your flyers if you want. And then just click publish, and I have the rights to all images. If you want to promote the listing, just check that also, and that'll open up another window. Click save, and you're done. So that's way number 1. Way number 2 is we do have a white glove service. So for $159.99 a year, we'll add the listings for you. And then the third way is these syndication APIs, like build out Sharp Launch and of course CRE Collaborative. So if you put your listings up on CRE Collaborative, they'll come to us. So we try to make it easy. We were really born as a app before we were a website. So having things easy to do was really baked into our DNA from the very beginning. So it's it doesn't take a lot of time to add a listing, I can tell you, even if it's the first time. And if you have any problems along the way, we're very easy to get in touch with and very, very responsive. I think that's one of the things we hear again and again from our customers, is that we can't believe that a real human got back to me so quickly, with the answers to my questions. So we have this great How It Works section that has dozens and dozens of articles. There's the intercom down here, which is another way, and then of course you can just get our contact information and send us an email, or if you fill out this little thing right here, your comment box, that'll come to us and we'll get back to you quickly. And of course, for those of you who are more visual learners, we do give you the opportunity to schedule a demo with us. We love doing demos and talking to people about our site. Not only do we get to show them Quantum Listing, but occasionally we get really good ideas for new features from our users. So we're very happy about that. When folks add their listings to the site, they show up on the first page of all of our listings, and they stay there until more listings get added. So it could be for a few hours. It could be for on a weekend, maybe for a day, or on a busy weekday, it could be a few seconds. You never know. And because of these syndication partnerships that we have, you'll find that probably 85 or 90% of the listing data on our site is accurate and fresh. It's not stale. I know when I go on some other sites, the legacy sites, there's so much bad information on them, and you have to really make sure you talk to every single broker or owner to make sure that that property is still available. And because getting information into our site is so easy, you'll find that most of it is really fresh and good. There is, the caveat that brokers, every listing on every site is a billboard for a broker, and they love their billboards. And so sometimes they don't take their listings down on purpose because they want the contact, they want the call, they want the lead, and if whatever it is that you've got doesn't, or whatever it is you had doesn't work for them, maybe you can sell them something else. It's a sad fact of life, and other than running an MLS style service, where you have a listing agreement that has to be offered for every listing, you're not going to have perfect data. This is not the stock market with that type of oversight and that type of fiduciary reporting ability. That's not commercial real estate.
Yeah, for those that don't know, the MLS, the Multiple Listing Service, there are over 800 of these nationwide. They are primarily residential, wherein the rules force you to, within 3 days, take down anything you don't have, and there are heavy fines. And that's where technologies like Quantum, Collaborative, ZIpAnalyser, we start aggregating data and communicating. We eliminate desolate data, dead data, bad data, because other sources are checking. One of the services we offer is data enhancement, where we come in and we back end and help fix and fill in blanks, things of that nature. So the point I want to make, only, and not to interrupt, is we just hit our 1 hour mark. We're running over, which is a good sign because, believe it or not, more people have been joining. So to get to you, how do they get to you, David? How do they sign up?
Sure. So to become a member, go to quantumlisting.com. And so I didn't prepare a slide with my contact information, but it is all on the contact portion of our website here at the top.
So quantumlisting.com.
Quantum
Live
Listing,
chat, live support, affordable.
support is done through intercom or through email or phone calls or demos. So we do all the above. We have a brand new vanity phone number. So it's 844 QL1 list. So we're very excited about our new vanity phone number, and and for those of you who don't want to take the trouble to figure out what QL1 list is, it's 844-751-5478. And you can reach me directly at David at Quantum Listing. And we absolutely love talking to our customers or prospective customers.
Once again, Peter, it's ZIpAnalyser. How do we get to you? How do they get to you?
Yeah, so it's just you can call me direct at 408-396-8789 or pjordan at ZIpAnalyser.com. And obviously we have a contact form. You can fill that out and we'll follow up with you pretty quickly.
And shamelessly, to get to either of these platforms and many others, you can always go to CREcollaborative.com, check out our technology marketplace. We will point you in the best direction for your business. It's what we do all day. It's no cost, no obligation service, technology advisory service. We're all in it together. The more connected we can be, the better we can do in today's industry, especially as we continue to be at arm's length, not socially distant, but at arm's length for our arm's length transactions and servicing the industry. Any other questions as we do this final wrap up here, please chat them in. Also, I can unmute, or you can unmute anyone if you want to say hello and to the group yourselves. Those of you comfortable with Zoom know how. Let's see. No takers on the live shout outs. Not a problem. I want to thank everyone again for joining us. As NICAR members, you know that NICAR does this every Thursday. We're lucky enough to do the third Thursday of every month moving forward. You'll be seeing more and more technology partners come on and present specific add value to your business. But reach out to any of us at any time. Obviously, we love to talk and we want to work with you. It's a evolutionary moment. It's an experience. I have always said the commercial real estate industry will not and cannot change, but the world has changed. With it, we must evolve and change. And with that comes great opportunity. So again, I want to thank everybody. No other questions here. A few great jobs. So thank you to our listeners. You will get a white paper and a recording. So thanks again, guys. Anyone who wants to take a demo, sit down with us, please do give us a call. We greatly appreciate your time.
Thank you, Andreas. It was really much appreciated to have this opportunity.
Yeah, appreciate the opportunity, Andreas. This was awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Just for those who don't know, please do join us every month. CRE Collaborative does a CRE Tech podcast, blogcast, video live. It's the first Wednesday at 12 every month. You'll see some of the friendly faces there and some new ones. This month we have the head of Unisu, which is the global CRE Tech aggregator of technology, talking about what's going on overseas, how that's affecting them, how COVID is affecting them, how they're adapting, as well as some other special guests. We look forward to seeing you at our next event. Thank you again.
All right.